All right, it's a big crowd today. Awesome. So, as Anna said, my name is Joe Johnson, and I'm a health and nutrition coach. I specifically work with young men to help them lose 10 to 20 pounds and increase their energy, all in a way that's enjoyable by helping them make some changes to their diet and lifestyle. And as I said 2 weeks ago, in my own health journey, I came across a lot of different foods that I thought were healthy, but actually turned out not to be healthy, and I'm going to talk about a few of those today. A couple of the foods that were holding me back, that were keeping me groggy when I got up in the morning and had me crashing at 2:30 in the afternoon. The three of them that I'm going to talk about today are orange juice, whole wheat, and peanut butter. So I'll start with the first one, orange juice. Now, back a couple years ago, I would get up every day and have a whole bunch of fruit. That was all I would have. And endless, no matter what I did, I just crashed at about 10:30. Then I woke up again after lunch and then crashed again in the afternoon. And one of the big problems with any kind of juice is that it's such a concentrated form of sugar. When you're taking in the sugar with the fruit, you're getting the fiber, you're getting all these synergists, the cofactors that help you absorb it a little bit more slowly. But if it's concentrated in that juice form, then it will just spike your blood sugar like nothing else. And after your blood sugar spikes, your body has to release a lot of insulin, which then brings your blood sugar way back down, usually much lower than it's supposed to be, leading you to have that crash afterwards. That's the first issue with orange juice and any kind of juice, is that it's so much sugar concentrated in that small package. The second problem, in addition to that concentrated sugar, you're getting all the concentrated pesticides and all the bad stuff that they're spraying on the fruit. They just throw all that together, they take all the oranges with the pesticides on them, throw them in a big vat with the rinds all on them, and grind that all up. And so you're getting much higher levels of pesticides than you would in just eating your normal foods, fruits, vegetables, things like that. That's another issue. The third issue with orange juice is that after they grind up all these oranges, with the rinds, with the pesticides, with all that stuff, then they just leave it there to sit in these big vats for months at a time, probably even up to a year at a time sometimes. And what happens in that case is that all of the good stuff, all the nutrition, the vitamin C and everything that was in the oranges, that decays over time as it's exposed to light, as it's exposed to the air. A lot of the nutrition is lost. So the sugar issue, concentrated pesticides, and the nutrition decaying over time, all a couple of different reasons why orange juice, or any kind of juice, might not be the best choice. If you want to go for fruits, the best options are berries, because those are the lowest sugar. They've got a lot of good stuff in them, a lot of the deep blues and reds and purples. There's a lot of good stuff in there. So I would suggest berries if you want to do fruit. So the second thing, whole wheat. This is a big one that has been talked about for years and years. Don't eat white bread, eat whole grains. Don't eat white flour, white pasta, eat whole wheat. But the first issue with whole wheat, and most grains in general, but especially wheat, is the same issue with the sugar as the fruits. Actually, in this modern wheat has been so hybridized and so sort of engineered to have higher yields and to be tastier and to be chewier and starchier. It's been so hybridized over the past 50 years that it's changed a lot in the past century, and especially in the past couple thousand years. And this has brought up a lot more problems with the wheat. So as I was saying, the issue about the sugar, wheat is actually very high on the glycemic index. If you don't know what that is, that's measures how much foods will increase your blood sugar, as I was mentioning. And it turns out that this modern wheat will actually raise your blood sugar. 2 slices of whole wheat bread will raise your blood sugar just as much as 2 tablespoons of sugar. Really surprising when I first found that out. And that's because, that's because it's been changed so much over the past 50 years or so, as well as the fact that the starch in wheat is just going to break down into sugar once it gets into your body. Second issue with wheat is these problematic proteins. You guys have probably heard about gluten a lot recently. Gluten sensitivity is becoming more and more of a problem, partially because of this increased hybridization of wheat. And these problematic proteins are really hard for the body to digest, so they'll get down in your digestive system and start kind of wreaking havoc on the inside of your small intestine. So these things can even tear little holes in your small intestine, which contributes to a condition called leaky gut syndrome, where you have these little holes in your intestine, and you've got food particles that are kind of going out into the rest of your body. And you might not even know that you have this going on. It might be just a very low level kind of symptoms. You might be tired or something, symptoms that you're chalking up to something else might be due to this condition. This is something that I had going on for a long time. And the problem with this is your body's immune system has to marshal a huge response, creates a lot of inflammation in the body to go and take care of all these food particles that are then floating all around in your bloodstream. And the third issue with wheat, there are these compounds called gluteomorphins. And these gluteomorphins are problematic because they latch onto the opiate receptors in your brain. So the parts of your brain that respond to things like morphine respond to these compounds as well. So these compounds can be very addictive. They can lead you to have more cravings and all sorts of other issues that can cause you to want to eat more. Whole host of different issues. So it looks like I'm running low on time. I'll save the discussion of peanut butter for another day.
No.
No. Leave you guys as a cliffhanger here. But I appreciate your attention. Stay tuned for the next segment of unhealthy foods that you thought were healthy, as well as maybe healthy foods that you think are unhealthy. 2 of them that I talked about today being fruit juice and whole wheat. Others to come.